Yeah? Wait, can I just make sure I heard you right? So you're going to send me an electric scooter so I can make a video about it for my YouTube channel and I can say whatever I want about it, even if it's crap? And it does 40 miles an hour? Do you supply life insurance as well? Well, hello there my friends. Today is something a little bit different for a change and a little bit outside of my comfort zone in terms of reviewing, but hey, I love to push myself outside my comfort zones. As I'm sure you already know from clicking on the thumbnail for this video, today we're going to be looking at the Solar P1 electric scooter, which the guys were kind enough to send to me. And they haven't paid me to say nice things like you just heard if I remembered to clip the footage in. They just said they would send one over if I wanted to make a video and talk about whatever I fancied, good or bad. Actually, based on performance of my last video that I posted about the Oculus Quest 2, which you can see up here and down below, I think I probably should have titled this video 5 Reasons Not to Buy an Electric Scooter, but that would be clickbait. So, firstly, I'd like to know, how much would you actually pay for an electric scooter that does up to 30 miles on a charge and up to 40 miles an hour? 200, 500, £1,000, 2,000? Genuinely would like you to pause the video, head into the comments, drop that number below, and then carry on watching through to the end. Go. And resume. One possibly obvious thing to mention here before we get started is that at the time of filming this video, it's currently against the law to ride electric scooters on public roads, pavements and cycle lanes here in the UK. It does seem that this might change in the near future as there are trials being rolled out, but for now, you cannot ride them on roads. But you also don't need insurance or a license to ride one, just in case. Well, yeah, that's not a thing. If you want to buy one, then there'll be a link in the description below to get your very own, with delivery in time for Christmas, so good times. First impressions of this scooter? Well, I brought a good friend of mine along to help me filming this and just to get his opinion on it as well. So with that, let us continue. Firstly, number one, it is huge. There was me thinking that an electric scooter would be small, but this thing is just ginormous, which is a good thing and a bad thing. It's solid, which means that it's super stable to ride. But that also means that due to the size and the weight, it's quite awkward to carry around and difficult to fit into your car boot. But I imagine most people will probably just leave this in their house or in their garage and they just ride it from their house to wherever they need to go. Number two, it is super quick. This one has a 1200 watt single motor and 2400 watt dual motor with essentially like a gear button to use one or both motors. This thing moves. And I would say that this most definitely is more of a vehicle than a toy. And I can actually kind of understand why these electric scooters are currently banned, so to speak, because it's basically a very fast moped. In fact, you can actually get a seat that attaches to this scooter, but you don't need a license and you don't have to wear a helmet, though technically you should definitely wear a helmet and probably a crash suit as well. Putting aside those concerns, we were really comfortable going like at least 35 miles an hour on this thing and on solid concrete, and it felt super stable. Due to the size and weight, I didn't have any concerns about falling off, though I did experience some sketchy moments when I was riding on gravel and wet and like muddy grass. And then back to this being more of a vehicle than a toy, it also has a neat brake light and a front light that was kind of unexpected, but again, if you think about this being used to commute to work and roads and cycle paths and such in the near future when it's legal, then this makes perfect sense. There's no indicators though. I don't know if that's a thing. Is that a thing? Maybe just put your hand out like on a bike, but also fun fact, it's pretty hard to do that on a scooter. Number three, the brakes. The brakes on this are very good. So good that it does kind of make you lurch forward when you're braking hard, so you do need to make sure you're leaning back when you brake to kind of absorb the deceleration. Minor point, but it did kind of catch me out a few times. Number 4, I did feel super stable, but it also did take some time to get used to the turning on it, and I'm still not all the way there yet. Much like when I first got my electric skateboard, it just takes you time to find your feet and figure out the leans and turns and such. Plus, if you are using this thing to commute to work in the future, then you won't really need to be pulling off like 180-degree turns and 90-degree turns, so that just becomes less of an issue. And also, this thing does have shock absorbers, which makes riding that a little bit more comfortable, though on the gravel and the grass and things, you obviously still feel a lot of the bumpy ground. And then number 5, the pricing. It was really interesting to get opinions on this from a few different people I know. This currently costs £939, though their website is currently offering, I think it's a 5% discount, which brings us down to around £890, which isn't that bad, I don't think, for something that you could easily use to get to work and back again. But with that said, and with the law here as it is in the UK right now, most people said that for £900 it's probably a bit too expensive for something you can't actually ride in most public places. At £500 it would be more worth it, according to people I asked, because it's kind of more treated like more fun and more of a toy. But that's not what I think this thing is. It's not a toy. It's definitely a method of transport, a very fun one at that. And pricing will, of course, be fairly subjective depending on who you are. So now you know the price. Let me know in the comments. What do you think? Were you close? And is £900 for this thing a good price? Overall, my take on the P1 is that it is genuinely a good scooter. I mean, I don't honestly have a huge amount to compare it to. I rode an electric scooter in Paris, which kind of felt a bit tacky and basic and wobbly. This feels really solid. The battery range you get of 30 miles for a full charge and the immense speed of these things are just so fun to ride on. But for a first-time rider, I did feel safe and in control, and there were no issues around the build quality other than just the bulkiness of it. So the question, certainly for us here in the UK really, is without this being UK legal, is it worth nearly £1,000 for something that you can't yet ride in public? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, like, subscribe, all of the things. Oh, and I think we'll make a businessy type of video next, shall we? Yeah? See you in the next video. Bye-bye.